Okay, here's the highlights from today's calls or trade ideas in our trading chat room at greatstockpicks.com. INFA was kind of up into the gap here on the daily. Let's go to 5-minute candles, and it was just grinding lower after the gap up. Still liked it, the fact that it had gone up into that gap, and so when it looked like this, very tough to find an entry based on candlesticks when they just start kind of grinding and going sideways. What I usually do is switch to 30s, believe it or not, and it just cleans up those 5s, and now you've got that pretty stair-step look, consecutive higher low, lower high, sorry, and then a nice little green 30-minute candle here. So my idea was a break of this candle's high, 33.49, stop at 33.24, and it ended up making it to 34.17, and really kind of basing nicely since. I did suggest this could be a decent overnight hold on a few shares, not a full position. I like the fact that it's up into the gap here, and probably will be on long watch tomorrow just for another trade idea. But that was one of my ideas today. OVTI had that gap up on Friday, sold off all day, and I just thought, let me check it today and see what it looks like. And when I found it, it looked like this. 5-minute candles here, just this tight base. This purple line is the 200 period moving average on 5-minute candles. My idea was if it gets up over this, I said the low 1620s. I said 1622, probably a stop at 1615. And if there finally triggers and ends up getting through the high of the day, went to 1640 something. Again, not a huge move, but it moved up a good 20 something cents, and the risk was like whatever I said, 7 cents. So not too bad there. JBL, I took a trade in this one. I can't type today. Had this on the projector for everybody to see when it looked like this, all right? And it wasn't even on watch up until the fact that I saw this thing getting killed, and it was getting some volume here. Went ahead and called a long at 2078 using 1-minute candles here. Try to find it here. Yeah, I called it right here and took like 12 to 15 cents on some, and then I went to a break-even stop and stopped out, and like a fool, I didn't go back and try to find a secondary entry. It kind of did a double bottom there, right here, and then took off and was a nice trade. Many of our members did really well on this one. I got what I call sandwich money. I got like 12 cents on half, went to a break-even stop, and I was back out. Should have looked for a re-entry because we had what I'm always looking for in this low-volume trading environment. We had shape and volume. This is a good candidate, and you see a nice bounce ever since. I mean, this thing really closed well, and from the 2080 area, went up almost $1 from there. So we had a lot of members do better than me. I in the pre-market this morning, I said I'm going to ease my way back into it after for 2 reasons. One, we had a 3-day weekend, and it's the kind of official end of summer trading, allegedly. And for 2, I was absolutely lousy on Friday. Friday, I just had one of those days I couldn't do anything right. So for 2 reasons there, I was easing into the day and didn't make very many calls. Let's see here. Now, to give credit to a couple of our members, one of our members pointed out Yelp, Y-E-L-P, when it looked about like this. They said it was flagging on the daily, and I looked at it and I agreed. It said if it breaks the high of the day, this one could get going. Now, I didn't do anything with it. I didn't give an exact trigger and stop, but look at that. The high of day break idea, and this is all, and I'm trying to give credit to our members, and I don't remember who it was. I keep thinking it was Stephen W., but I hate to get that wrong. I think Ramesh also kind of seconded the idea, but again, I could be wrong. Which would have been 22.16, right about there when it broke the high of the day. And look at that. I mean, it went all the way to almost 24.50. Hold on. Raju, AMRN, came up with AMRN when it looked like this. He ran it by me and said, what do you think? I said, you know what? It had beautiful volume at the open and really stayed in a nice narrow range. High of day break. Could work. Worst case stop for me would be below this base, below this little tight base here, and that one was off to the races too. Went up about 60 cents from there, so a great idea by Raju. And I think that was it for the day. I also started a small position as a swing in PSTI at $14.14, I think. This one is a thinner stock, something I don't day trade stuff like this, but it's interesting to me for a swing. Read the news on PSTI if you get a chance. Pretty impressive stuff that they're into, and the chart's starting to look good to me too, especially when you go out to the weekly chart. And you can see that this thing had a spike back here to 6, a lower high to I think 439. Then it took that out and hit 5 the other day, or I'm sorry, few weeks ago, and this thing looks poised to have another move higher. And again, read the news if you're interested. PSTI, pretty cool stuff. And I have 1/10 of what I want for a full position there so far at 414. So I'm hoping actually for a sell-off in that, so I can build a position as it goes lower. Never do that day trading, but I do it for swings. And I think that's it. Boring day. I don't have a lot to talk about. Don't really have any great chart lessons or trading lessons coming out of today, so I guess that means I should just zip it, and hopefully we'll have more educational video tomorrow night. Have a good night.